Welcome to the Hobby Talk Show. My name is Beatrice Boutros, and today I'm here with my favorite guest to talk about baking. What is your name today?
Sarah Gonzalez.
Sarah Gonzalez. Safe choice. I like it. So, since we're here to talk about hobbies, and today's specific hobby is baking, tell me your story. Tell me the journey of how you became a baker.
Well, it started when I was younger. I like to be in the kitchen helping people out, especially now with the holidays and the season going on. It's just a great memories were being made, and I was like, you know what, let's try bake on my own. At first, it didn't go well, but as the years went on, it got better.
Okay, so you say you started like in the kitchen, baking with your family. So I have my kids come in the kitchen and bake with me, but sometimes it's like a forced thing. I'm like, no, you're gonna learn these skills. Did you voluntarily do it, or was your mom like, no, you're gonna learn how to scramble an egg and make a cake?
It was on my own.
Okay.
Just picked up a spoon, whipped up some eggs, and bam, got a cake.
Okay, so what is your favorite thing to bake thus far in your baking journey?
Right now, with the holidays, it's cookies, but overall, an apple pie.
An apple pie. So what kind of apples do you put in an apple pie?
It has to be Granny Smith apples.
Okay, so I've baked several apple pies in the sense that I went to the store, I bought the Mrs., I don't even know her name. I should respect her more than that. But I just go buy the frozen one and I put it in the oven. And then my husband's like, wow, you made a pie. And he's super impressed. So I don't think I'm of the level to try and make it like from scratch yet. Do you have any tips if I decided to go that direction?
Yeah, it has to be the dough. The dough has to be perfect. If you have a soggy dough, you're screwed.
Soggy dough. So do you make the dough from scratch as well, or do you just kind of cheat and buy the frozen one?
Sometimes I make it from scratch. Sometimes if I'm like in a time crunch, store-bought. But everything else is homemade.
So I've never made a pie from scratch that had like the crust on top. How does that work?
Like the lattice work?
I don't even know. I don't know what to call any of these things. I think I know how to bake, but I guess I don't.
No, you can also use pie dough or like crescent rolls, wherever you have. It could just be bread. Just make sure it's flaky and have it on.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Sarah, for talking to us about pies. I can't wait to see what we're going to talk about whenever we get back from this commercial break.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good.
What's up?
Not much. Just chilling. Come over here. So, you ready yet?
Put your seatbelt on.
Nah, I'll be fine. We're not gonna be going that far and stuff.
Okay. Corey, I told you to wear your seatbelt.
Huh? What's up with these? Why you got wires?
I don't know. I can't afford AirPods.
Shut up.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
What'd they do?
They beat me up because of my headphones.
Hey, you can't stay silent about that. I'm gonna go get help.
Okay.
Hey guys, just a reminder, make sure you're not bullying and you're always being kind to one another.
Yes, bullying is a very serious issue. If you see something, say something.
It's definitely not fun being on the victim side of this situation.
Hello and welcome back to the Hobby Talk Show with my guest, Sarah Gonzalez. We just wrapped up talking about pies, and I learned how inadequate I am at baking pies. But on that topic of not being the best baker, Sarah, I need you to make me feel better about myself and just tell me about something you tried to make in the kitchen one time that was just a complete disaster.
Chocolate chip cookies. Those were a struggle to make at first. I don't know why. It's a cookie. I don't know how a cookie can be difficult, but it can be. Just saying.
Difficult chocolate chip cookies. You know, the recipe is like on the back of the bag, right?
Well, what I was trying to do is from homemade. Like everything's homemade in my house. No store-bought, homemade.
Homemade chocolate chips.
Well, okay, hold on. Exception.
See? So on the back of the chocolate chip bag, it's homemade cookies.
But that's
You
like-
just follow it.
That's
You can
some,
add some nutmeg if you want to like make it fancy.
that's somebody else's recipe. I have my own.
That's the inventor of chocolate chip cookies recipe, by the way. Actually, did you know that chocolate chip cookies are actually invented when a woman, I should know her name, but I don't, she needed to make some cookies for a party, and she took like Hershey's just bars, chocolate bars, broke them up. She's like, I'm going to throw that in there. I'm going to impress people. And they were impressed. And so like Nestle Toll House actually paid her for her recipe and to put it on the back of the bag. So, you know, I always think about that kind of thing. I'm like, that's super simple. Why can't I think of that? And then people pay me just for this super simple thing.
Smart woman.
So I'm trying to think of baking disasters that I've had. I like to make my kids' own birthday cakes. And so I had a kid that wanted a like Cookie Monster cake. And so I bought this teddy bear cake mold and like cut his ears off. It's getting really good. And then I put all this like furry cake on there, and it just looked like Cookie Monster like begging for death. But you know, the kids ate it and it was good. So, you know. So when you made these disastrous chocolate chip cookies, did anybody eat them?
I mean, I did to taste them and was like, it was burnt. I was like, what does it taste burnt? So I just popped mine in and was like, nope, can't, rejected.
Yeah, and then that was it.
Yes.
Well, at least you only have the one traumatic experience. If we started talking about things I've messed up in the kitchen, this would be a longer show. But anyway, maybe we'll do that when we get back. Maybe we won't. But we will see you right after these sponsored messages.
No! No! You forgot me! Goodbye!
Are you okay? Gotta call 911.
Hello and welcome back to the Hobby Talk Show. Today we have been talking about the hobby of baking with my guest Sarah Gonzalez. But before we go, we wanted to take a few minutes and really ask Sarah what you can do as a home baker to learn how to bake, improve your baking skills. We really just want to pick your brain, Sarah. What advice do you have for those who may not be baking masters?
You know what? Don't be afraid to fail. It's okay to fail. That's how I learned. You keep going, move on to the next. Also, don't be afraid to like tweak the recipes. If it says nutmeg, if you want to add allspice, you add allspice.
So
to
just live it up. Just
Yes.
throw whatever you want in there. Okay, so what if it says nutmeg and I throw in Fiesta fajita seasoning?
No.
Okay, so maybe don't just
Well, it has to be
I
like,
like to
what's,
live on the edge. I think Chili Pepper makes everything kind of a little bit better.
oh, you're making cornbread, yeah, but not cookies or a cake.
I like to make kids cry.
Okay. But yeah, but it has to be like in the same, I guess, element of the category that you're trying to swap out.
Okay. So do you have any like shows that you could recommend or places where people can go to learn a little bit more about baking?
Of course, the Food Network has some shows on right now and some cookbooks at your local bookstore. Just pick one up and test it out.
Okay. What's your favorite show on the Food Network?
I mean, like I said, the holidays, it's the Holiday Baking Championship all year.
Holiday Baking Championship. Well, I got to tell you, I've been watching a show called Is It Cake?
Oh, I've seen that one. Yes.
Where they just show you a bunch of things that could be cake, or it might be like an actual shoe. I don't know.
That's a good one.
But I don't know. I like to trash talk and watch it with my kids, and I'm like, oh no, you're wrong. That's definitely cake. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna need therapy later, and that's okay. That's okay. But thank you so much for being here with us today, Sarah. Thank you for all your tips and tricks. So remember that at home, folks, nutmeg and chili powder are not the same thing. They do not substitute one for the other. And if you're interested in learning to bake, you can follow Sarah on Instagram, where she has never posted a picture of anything that she baked, but she might one day. And you can watch the Food Network and pick up some books at your local bookstore. So thank you so much for joining us on the Hobby Talk Show. I can't wait to see what we cover next time. Have a great day.
Bye.